Years ago, I traveled to the Stanley Hotel and captured this image. This photo was taken on a night tour where children were not allowed. It may appear normal at first glance, but if you zoom into the reflection in the mirror, you see this. This figure is clearly not an adult, nor does it look fully human. This picture is what motivated me to travel back to the Stanley Hotel with my friends to see if we could capture anything similar and see if the place is truly haunted. My name is Shelby Doria, and I am the director of this documentary. I wanted to do this documentary for a lot of reasons. I love the Stanley Hotel, I love The Shining, I'm very interested in the paranormal, and I'm excited to see what we can capture while we're there.
Hey, I'm Brittany Mallard. I will be shooting behind the scenes and I'll be a personality within the documentary.
Hi, my name is Jed Schaefer and I'll be one of the people behind the cameras on this project. I'll be filming the whole thing.
My name is Josh Hughes. On this project, I will be behind the camera. I'll be filming everything that we do, and I'll be filming a lot of the B-roll footage.
I would love to capture more of the paranormal. That is what I'm hoping for. I totally 100% believe in ghosts, and I would love to have more proof of that.
I'm anxious to see if anything will actually happen with ghosts on this trip. I think there's a lot of interesting things that could happen, and I'm open to a lot of possibilities, but I am very skeptical that we will have any concrete evidence.
I've never been to the Stanley Hotel. I'd heard some things about it before coming, but never been there.
I have never been to the Stanley Hotel, but I'm really looking forward to going.
I've never been to the Stanley Hotel itself. I've been to Estes Park and I've seen the hotel from the outside before, but I didn't know about its history until this project.
I think paranormal tourism is huge across the world. A lot of places draw in thousands and thousands of dollars just based on the fact that the place is haunted, and they capitalize on that, and the Stanley Hotel is no exception.
I think it's an incredible moneymaker because it just feeds off of people's concepts of what scares them or what they want to believe is real. And people are willing to pay to kind of get that little bit of proof in there to say, yeah, you know what, I got to see something that furthers what I believe.
The tour itself was all right. The tour guide was really nice and energetic and happy to talk about the hotel and everything. And it was a pretty small tour group just since it was later at night and there wasn't like any kids running around or anything. So I thought that was a pretty positive experience.
The historic Stanley Hotel is located in beautiful Estes Park, Colorado, just a few miles from the entrance to Rocky Mountain National Park. The Stanley Hotel was built by Freeland Oscar Stanley of the Stanley Steamer Fortune in 1908 and was opened on the 4th of July in 1909. Since then, the Stanley Hotel has been placed on the National Register of Historic Places list.
My favorite part of the Stanley is really just how it's a perfect time capsule. The hotel itself has been standing for over 100 years and it looks exactly the same as the photos that were taken back then. And the attention to detail and just everything in that hotel is amazing. The little rods on the stairs and all the paintings and carpet, everything there was just like handcrafted. You could tell. It was so much different than any other hotel I've been in, and the history was really fascinating to see.
The Stanley Hotel inspired acclaimed horror author Stephen King for his 1977 hit novel The Shining. King and his wife Tabitha spent the night in room 217, where King had a terrible nightmare, serving as inspiration for the novel. This fact alone has brought thousands of tourists to the hotel. The hotel has adopted The Shining into its identity and has even built a hedge maze in front of the hotel to pay homage to the novel. So I'm here with Brittany, Jed, and Josh, And this is our last night here at the Stanley. The trip's gone by super fast, unfortunately. And we've experienced some things that have been a little out of the ordinary. I think we've gotten some stuff that skeptics may be intrigued by. Am I right?
As someone who was skeptical of it, there was like one room that we walked in. We're like walking through, and like all of a sudden, like the bathtub just comes on at full force, and like the second I walk into the bathroom, like it shuts off. There's nothing that would have turned it on. It could just be an old hotel with running water, but I don't know.
Like,
it's still weird.
Let us in this room. We were just exploring the hotel, and this is one of the more famous like haunted rooms, room 401. Apparently Lord Dunraven, it was the old nanny's room, and Lord Dunraven likes to go in there and hit on the ladies. And they say like he likes to play with your hair and like mess with you, and like I guess the closet's kind of a hot spot for that area, or like that kind of activity. So I decided to lock myself in there. And I heard you guys freak out, so I kind of like peeked my head out. I was like, hey, what's going on? And that was a little spooky. And I was like, like I'll go back in the closet. Maybe like there is some activity going on. And I felt like a distinct hand run up like my hair was down like it is. A distinct hand go up and like pull. And I have never moved so fast in my life.
We were all getting ready for dinner and everything, and the door was just shaking nonstop. Like someone was like really, I thought someone at first was trying to get in the door, someone trying to get in the room, like a tour or something. And then we all ran out because it was like really freaking scary. And we looked at the thing, there's no one there. And it's not a long hallway before you get in the little main area, but it's enough to where like you could probably hear footsteps, or at least see someone running, or at least see a shadow or something.
Right, like I was up off the bed pretty fast. I went and I looked through the peephole, there was no one.
You opened the door to see if anyone was there. You were standing right next to it. You closed it, and you were standing literally like hand on the door, or almost. And it did it again, and you looked right at the people. So like, there's no time for anyone to be there.
Yeah, and I like opened it right after that to look down. Like I was like, oh, maybe a kid's like crouched down, like messing with us because they know this is the haunted room.
Yeah.
And no, there's no one there. Yeah. It's kind of weird. Apparently, this room is inhabited by a spirit named Mrs. Elizabeth Wilson, and she used to be the head kind of housekeeper here at the Stanley. Yeah. There was an accident in this particular room, 217. This used to be the presidential suite.
Combined with the other rooms
around us. Mm-hmm. There was a power outage, so Wilson was like going around lighting the gas lamps, and there was some kind of gas leak, and there was a huge explosion. Yeah. And she was shot down through the floor into the McGregor Ballroom, which is directly underneath us. She didn't die. She shattered both her ankles. F.O. Stanley, who built the hotel, covered all her medical bills, and she begged for her job back, right? Mm-hmm. So she was very passionate about her job. She loves the Stanley Hotel, and legend has it that this is the room she likes to come. She takes care of guests. She likes to unpack things, put stuff away if she likes you.
Yeah. And if she doesn't like you, she's been known to like pack up your things and put them outside the door.
The shaking of the doors and stuff all happened after we kind of announced our stay here to Ms. Wilson. We're like, hey, we're here. We'd love for you to like show us you're here and, communicate with us tonight. Like, this is what we're here for. So we had like made that initial like reach out, like we're interested in this, right? And then maybe half an hour passed, and that's when the doors started going.
When I got in here, no one else felt it, but I felt very still. Like it almost felt like a sound chamber or something to me. Like if you just didn't talk, all you heard was the blood going through your ears. And that was really weird to me because I haven't felt anything weird about any other place, but I definitely felt weird coming in here.
It's also crazy like how different it is during the day versus how different it is at night. During the day, walking around here and stuff, it's like it just seems like a nice, pleasant hotel that really has this like grand, beautiful like nature to it. And then at night, you're walking through the hallways and you're like, okay, I'm kind of understanding why this is creepy. I get it now.
We're going to kind of conduct like our initial investigation, I guess, here in a little bit. And then we're going to attempt to go to sleep if we can. And I'm setting an alarm for 3 a.m., which is known as witching hour, ghost hour. That's when the paranormal is more active, or has been reported and recorded to be more active than it would be in the daytime. So we're hoping to catch more evidence then. We're going to do stuff in the room. I'd like to go up to the 4th floor, which was the nanny's ward originally when the hotel was built. The spirit children like to be up there. I bought some dum-dums from a candy shop down on Main Street. And we're going to see if they want to kind of play with us or, let us know that they're there. So we're going to kind of conduct that and then go to sleep and head back to Lawrence in the morning. But hopefully we catch some good stuff tonight. Can you make some sort of noise to let us know you're here? Do you like the Stanley Hotel?
Miss Wilson, if you have answers for Shelby's questions, you can talk into these little microphones right here.
Or if it's easier, you can knock on something on a wall or on the bed frame. The feeling I had when we woke up at 3 a.m. was very strange. We opened the door from room 217 into the hall, and it made you want to stay in the haunted hotel room. It made you not want to go explore the hotel. It just felt like you were kind of imposing on something that you can't see. I felt a little strange about that.
It was a lot scarier at 3 a.m. than I thought it would be. We'd been in the hotel for a couple days and filmed all the stuff while it was daytime. There was a lot of light, but as soon as it's 3 a.m. and every corner is dark and there's no noise, it's just, the power of suggestion is a lot different. It feels like a spooky haunted hotel at that point.
So I'm just sitting there staring at this dum-dum, and it starts shaking a little bit. And I was like, okay, I need to keep my hand still because I'm not, I can't be shaking. And then it kept shaking a little more, and I was like, this is getting weird. And then it started slowly moving up and down in a very unnatural way. And I was my hand was still. It was no movement whatsoever. And this lollipop is full on just moving on its own. And that really freaked me out because it felt like something was turning in my hand as I was going, which is really weird.
Yes, I think the Stanley Hotel is haunted. I thought it was haunted before, and I am even more sure now.
I would say that the hotel is haunted. I think that there's a lot of things that go on in that hotel that are very strange and do not make much sense. I think there's definitely something going on there that is very real and palpable. I could definitely feel it even though I'm a skeptic.
I can't say that I believe ghosts are real, but I can say that I'm much more open to the idea now, and that weird things happen that I cannot explain, and I cannot ever deny the existence of ghosts.
Staying in room 217 was an awesome experience that has been on my bucket list, and now I get to cross it off, which is really cool. And it's really cool that I got to have that experience with my friends.
My favorite part of our trip was definitely just exploring the Stanley Hotel and filming the project itself. I had so much fun just going in every single room with a camera and just trying to get every single nook and cranny of this beautiful hotel on tape, and just trying to get the ghost stuff was really cool too.
I 100% think the Stanley is haunted. When you think of a hotel being haunted, you think of a horror movie or you think of The Shining, but it wasn't like that. My favorite thing about the Stanley Hotel was the architecture. I have grown to just love old buildings and all the beauty that they hold. Walking around the hotel and getting to see all the different details that were put into building it, all the history behind it, that was my favorite part.
My favorite thing about the Stanley Hotel specifically was just that it was really reminiscent of a time when people used to put a little more into impressing their guests and putting a little more into creating this esteemed establishment. Even if it wasn't haunted, it still is a much nicer experience, and it's definitely a good reason to want to stay there.
Whether or not you believe in the paranormal, you cannot deny that the Stanley Hotel is a beautiful hotel with a fascinating history. The historic Stanley Hotel is well worth the trip to Estes Park, Colorado, and if you ever get the chance to spend the night, book a room with some friends. You'll be glad you did.